Hello, my dear students. In our previous session, we started our second chapter. In that, yesterday, we were discussing the introductory part of the chapter. Is matter around us pure? And we concluded that most of the matter around us is not pure. It is in the form of mixture, or it is impure form, because where there is a variety, there is a mixture, I told yesterday. But today, we will advance one step ahead. We are going to discuss what are mixtures, what are the types of mixtures with examples. So today's topic of discussion is about meaning of mixtures. So I welcome you all for today's session on mixtures and their types. What is mixture? What are its types? Examples of mixtures. Okay, right. There are three words in chemistry. They are elements, compounds, and mixtures. Elements are the substances which are made up of only one kind of particles or atoms. In the same way, compounds are also substances which are made up of only one type of particles or molecules. Elements and the compounds are the two examples for substances. But what about mixture? Mixture is what? Mixture is anything in any ratio. In a simple sense, we can say that mixture is anything in any ratio. You mix anything in any proportion. Most of the examples in nature I told are mixture. Every day we find milk, soil, fruit juice. Okay, then even our blood also. So all these are examples for mixture. Air, what we breathe. Air is made up of nitrogen and oxygen plus some other in minor percentage. So mixture is what? Mixture is anything in any ratio. This is a general way of understanding about the mixture. But exactly in terms of science or in terms of chemistry, what is a mixture? Mixture is what? When two or more materials or substances are mixed together but do not chemically combine. You mix two or more materials or substances. What are substances? Elements and compounds. What are materials? Except elements and compounds. That means to make a mixture, you have to take two or more materials or substances. Two or more materials or two or more elements or two or more compounds or materials and the compounds or materials and the elements. So it is left to us. So when two or more materials or substances are mixed together but do not chemically combine, they should not combine. They should not undergo any reaction. I am mixing iron powder and sulfur powder. They should not mix. They should not combine. If they combine, iron sulfide is formed, which is a compound. So then it will become what? Substance, not a mixture. Therefore, in the mixture, components should not what? Combine. They should not combine chemically. They should retain their properties. They should maintain their properties. To know this one, you take an example of what? Iron powder and sulfur powder. Mix it and bring one bar magnet. And using the bar magnet from the mixture, you can easily separate the iron particles because iron is attracted by a magnet. So whether iron was there individually, separately, a single, or when iron is with sulfur, iron is maintaining its property. It is not losing its identity. That is the specialty of what? Mixture. In the mixture, components will maintain their identity. They retain their original properties. If the properties are lost, then something changed or something has formed. That is the meaning. Therefore, in a mixture, components should retain their original properties. Because of this, we can easily separate by the physical methods. Just now I told we can separate the iron particles from the mixture of iron particle and sulfur powder by using the bar magnet. Or you can use one petrol. So bring the petrol and add petrol to the mixture, where in the petrol only sulfur powder is soluble but not the iron powder. Then you go for the filtration. So iron powder comes on the top and the clear solution of petrol and the sulfur at the bottom. Then you can evaporate and take out the sulfur. So that means what I want to convey here, what I want to clarify myself here. This means you can separate the components of a mixture by physical means. Easily you can separate because they are not lost their properties. So using the property, so see which method you have to select, that depends upon the nature of the components and the nature of a mixture. First you study the property and nature of a components present in a mixture. Accordingly you select a suitable method. Not all methods are suitable for a particular mixture. So selection of a method depends upon the nature or the behavior or the property of the components of a mixture. So in this way, by using some physical methods, we can easily separate components. Now, after understanding what is meant by a mixture, now how many types are there in the mixture? Okay, totally there are two types of mixtures: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Here two important words are homo and the hetero. Homogeneous. In this mixture, components will have uniform water mixing. Milk and water, they mix well. We don't find any separate layer. Kerosene, petrol, sugar and water, salt and water, aniline and the water, ammonia, water, alcohol and the water. All these are examples for homogeneous mixture. What is the important characteristic property of a homogeneous mixture? Uniform mixing, no separate layer. They mix well. Whereas in the case of heterogeneous mixture, we don't find uniform mixing. Clearly we can see layer, or you can see the components with our naked eyes. For example, sand and water. Easily we can see sand and water. They are not mixing. Ghee and water. Separate layer is there. And kerosene and the water. You take 1 liter kerosene, 1 liter water, mix, shake, then wait for a few minutes. You see clearly the boundary between the kerosene and the water. Kerosene is very lighter, therefore the upper layer is kerosene and the next second layer, the bottom layer is water. So easily we can see, and using the separating funnel we can separate the two components of mixture. Okay, so in the case of heterogeneous mixture, there is no proper mixing or uniform mixing. Okay, easily we can separate it, but in the case of homogeneous, little extra methods we have to apply so that we can separate the components of a homogeneous mixture. Right. Sand and water forms heterogeneous mixture. Easy, see, you can see easily. Whereas if you mix sugar in water, they go for homogeneous mixture. You please see here, very difficult to search the sugar particles inside the water because of the uniform mixing. Therefore, it is unable, or we can't see the sugar particles inside the water due to what? Perfect mixing or uniform mixing, or composition is same throughout the solution. Okay, right. Now here meaning is given. In this kind of mixture, we cannot distinguish the components. Okay, all these are examples for homogeneous mixture. Okay, right. Now this is for heterogeneous mixture. In this kind of mixture, you can distinguish all the components. Okay, see this here onion. Okay, here this is aram se you can identify which is onion, which is tomato. This is mixture of fruits, fruit salad. Easily you can find out which is fruit. Okay, so all these are example for what? Heterogeneous mixture. So my dear students, today what we understood? What is meant by a mixture and types of mixture with examples. Okay, so in our next session we go for still more advanced level of the second chapter. Till then, keep thinking and go through the content of this all the slides and make your own notes. Till then, have a nice time and thank you my dear students.